What about my parents? I'm back from the video viewing the fifth season of My Hero Academia, which is entirely a blind review for me. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. So, right. So recently, it was part 2 was released on DVD a couple weeks ago. So. So, so it just gets on my nerves, you know. So yeah, season 5. I enjoyed it. Like, this is literally my first time watching it. You know, I got part 2 quite a while back. It's my first watch. I mean, it's a great season. Oh, excuse me. My voice is always doing that. It's annoying. Anyway. Anyway. As I said, I enjoyed the season. Unexpected reveals. Thing that's happened this season, I enjoyed. And I cannot wait for season 6. Can't wait to see the first arc. Because I want to get to the second arc. The second point of the story. The Dark Deku arc or something. I don't know what the reason is, but something must have happened early on in the season for Deku to do what he did. Kobe and everyone tried his best to stop him and help him. Voice nice. So yeah. I won't be watching it tomorrow because it's pretty late right now. Been binging since around late afternoon. Around 3 o'clock, I think. And the time is now 12:34. God, it's been that long. Been watching the season for hours, guys. Hours. Oof. Good thing I got my reviews done this morning. You know, I was planning to review the manga tonight, but yeah. I'll see those for tomorrow. I don't know, I can see the movie for last tomorrow. But I might be up here all day tomorrow though, because Steven's down here again. Ugh. He came down last week too. As you know, I don't like him. And what's stupid is, well, actually my mum I don't like it. When I said to my mum I don't like him, she said, don't be mean. That's bullshit. She hates him too, and she knows it. She just doesn't want to admit it. I mean, come on, there's a reason why I hate him. Well, reasons. One of them is, he's a thief. He actually is a thief. He stole money from us. Not once, twice maybe. He does do that most of the time. It's kind of happened to me in a way too. See, years ago, Steven asked to borrow 2 DVDs of mine. One was Iron Man 3, the other was Rock Dog. Borrowed them, never got them back. That's why I don't lend stuff to stuff anymore. I once had a Lego Batman 2 for God's sake. I lent that, but ended up being wrecked. Yeah, I earned that game for being good. Because I was my first time experiencing a game with Lego game with voice acting. So yeah, I don't really lend anything like that to anyone anymore. One, I don't interact with anyone anyway, so right. So yeah. The first episode of the season was actually pretty good. I do like how each season starts with an episode that takes a break, that gives us a bit of relaxation before the the big stories are done start. So yeah, the first episode of the season was just interesting. It was more unique because, well, it's tiny action in a way. She was being tested in an emergency drill, but the season starts with a talk about Ender's parody of the season 4. By the way, I actually want to mention something I forgot to mention in my review 1 and 2 on Heroes Rising. I checked in the film after everyone was recovering from the injuries after the battle against 9 and his cronies. Enderman was hugging Todoroki immediately, like that. Because he's worried. And this season does give a better focus on Enderman too. Which I appreciate. I'm really going to like the character. But I didn't keep watching. I would just hate the character. As I mentioned, he is trying to change for a reason. So yeah. Typing about a emergency rescue mission and stuff. They save civilians and take down villains. Two of the villains are portrayed by 2 of the big 3. Togeda portrayed the civilian caught in the catastrophe. It was just a weird but fun episode. With President Mike, once again, picking up the narration of introducing us to the characters and their quirks. He's supposed to narrate, but he's not supposed to know about One for All, so. I think that might have been a bit of a mistake on their part. Or they just didn't care. Or maybe a little writer. Hours. Jesus Christ. It's been 9 hours since I started. This is a real pre-cure. Sorry. Anyway, so the season is. It was a fun episode. Nice little break, change of pace. It's been almost a year since the first year of UA is coming to an end. So I looked online, the manga came out in July of 2014. So I got my weekly standards with each chapter in the manga. So the Christmas chapter must have released late that year. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm stuck right now. So yeah, it's really fun. Anyway, first half of the story truly kicks off. Unique section. Something unique. Class A and Class B will be competing against each other in a special type of tournament. It's one of the most interesting story arcs ever. It was tense. We get to see more Class B. They were just background count, just there in the background, not doing anything. But we focus on more bit of the characters. I do like them. They're fun characters. They get us, but before that, actually, since episode 2 continues where season 4 left off. So yeah, Deku's exhausted after some training and goes to bed. But then sees as a weird dream. Speaking of which, I actually had a weird dream myself last night. I can't remember much about it, but I don't know, I had some weird dream about Deku and his one for all. I don't know why. I can't remember much about it anyway. I almost forgot about it till now. Weird, yeah, weird dreams sometimes. And sometimes I get creeped out at night for some reason. Like when I'm trying to sleep, I sometimes get creeped out by every sound. I don't know why. I know why the sound's happening because this house is old. I just do not know how old. There are people living here before us. I do not know who they are, where they are now. So yeah, Deku sees the previous uses of One for All. And then sees someone playing out like a memory. And he recognizes the voice of the one talking. All for One. We get a bit of a reveal of his name later in the season. As he's talking to someone, presumably the first user of One for All, his brother. Competition is basically what was described on the story. Back then, quirks were known as meta abilities, or metahumans, kind of like DC. We learned how the name quirk came to mind. No, the quirk's a real term, by the way. Use will trait that's the only unique to you, and the creator just made it into powers. Sorry, My Hero Academia definitely rivals Marvel and DC. If the creator says the creator used to, I wouldn't be surprised if he works on Marvel or DC in Japan. If he's done writing manga. He did write another manga, but that didn't last long. Sadly. Sometimes you make it big. Anyway, I do plan to cover the mangas on the channel, and even a new manga debuted today. But I have to cover those tomorrow since it's pretty late. I've spent all day binge watching My Hero Academia. Would have been late by the time I'm done anyway. So yeah, let's play out. We've seen everything. We don't see the eyes, but we saw the All for One's brother's eyes in the movie Heroes Rising, which I don't think is canon. Like, I don't think the second film's canon because, well, even though it takes place after the fourth season, they don't mention anything that happened in it or anything. And we only get footage of the first movie in one episode after season 3. And that's just a recap at the start. Like, I don't mind My Hero Academia having movies. Netflix is a really good anime. Worth having a movie. So Rise Hunter Hunter hasn't released any more movies in the past few years since the anime's on hiatus. I get they don't do any stories, but non-canon movies, the rate says to get the characters fight more. You know? When a popular anime series releases a movie, that means you make it big time. You make it big time. The anime series, you get a movie. Yu Yu Hakusho had 3 movies, I think. One Piece has had a lot of movies. Yu-Gi-Oh! Soul Palace only had 3. Especially haven't made any movies based on each season. Yeah, that's actually what we're thinking now. The first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie takes place in between seasons, in between the Battle City Finals and the Waking of Dragons, which is a non-canon story. It's not a bad film in its own right. But Mighty does have its own movie, but that's a crossover film between GX and Duel Monsters. So it doesn't count. And that's obviously not counted for one glaring issue, Pegasus. But I'll talk more about that when I actually get to review the film. And the third film is just a sequel to the manga. So, yeah. Shane Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have any more movies. It'd be nice to get movie sequels to or to pick up where characters are left off at the end of the seasons. You know? Like, it's not a bad idea in a way. Pick up where characters left, have a movie to pick up where have an adventure where the characters left off. So there's another final hurrah for those characters. Seriously, it's not a bad idea. I just like I like to see if JoJo gets a movie. Like, timeline could make sense. It could be like in between, or they could just create original JoJo for that film, or retell some of the arcs in differently. You know, it technically does have a movie because combining the first part of the blood is one on Crunchyroll. Off topic. 50 minutes in a video. Okay, sorry. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, Deku wakes up. He somehow one for all smashed the window. He couldn't sleep that night. So yeah, next day he talks to All Might about it. All Might says he's hasn't had that before. I mean, he has seen the predecessors before, but 2 of them were fuzzy, by the way. He has seen the vision, yes. Yeah. But the vision ends after the first user talks to Deku, saying that he's not alone. That's not right yet. He only has 20. He said he wanted to show him more, but he's only at 20% of power right now. So that means if Deku gets to use more percentage, he already get to see more. The quirk has a mind of its own. I really like that concept. The quirk is mysterious and has a mind of its own. Oof. I'm really cool. And I really would love to see a prequel movie focusing on All Might. You know, give a focus on the character's story. All Might, the origin. That'd be a great movie. Seriously, when you think about it, it's a good movie idea. Seriously, focus on the past of All Might, unless it's been told in the manga. Probably has. I expect the creators tried to tell the story of the manga. Since the manga's still ongoing. We don't know when that manga's going to come to its conclusion, by the way. Once I'm done with the season, I'll be reviewing more. So yeah. But All Might said he's never had that before. He doesn't know what's going on. Now Deku should be careful just in case. So yeah, back to the battle of Class B. You actually get one extra participant. Shinzo. If you don't know, he's the guy with the hip brainwashing quirk from the sports festival back in season 2. He made a cameo at the sports festival, saying that he's back in he made a previous cameo a while back, getting some muscle. He wants to join the hero course. This would be a great test for him. Of course, since broadcasters have 20 kids, that makes a total of 41 people. So make things air. Shinzo will be part of both teams in one round. So yeah. And they put up their teams. And these fights are epic. Class A wins the first one, but they lose the second just by an inch. And they tie in the third. But fourth is Bakugo's team. And they managed to win. Thanks to actually good strategy by Bakugo. And finally, it's Deku's team which consists of him, Mina, Uraraka, and Mineta. Interesting pair up. And Deku cuts out a good strategy. Since Shinjin's on that team in that round. So it's tough over. And Deku tries to use one for all. Something happens. It goes out of the control. Some type of whips show up. Deku's can't control it. What's going on? Seeing a bit troubled, Uraraka jumps in to save him and tells Shinzo to use his brainwashing. They manage to stop Deku to help him. But Deku actually has a mission and he meets one of the users of One for All. Basically tells him that was his quirk. Tells Deku that. He tells Deku that 6 more quirks will manifest. He needs to learn to control them. I was surprised about that when that showed up. So it means Deku has the power of 7 users. When you think about it, don't forget, 8 and 9 don't have quirks. You know, All Might and Deku. That's why he says 6 more quirks. That makes 7. And once Deku gets down control, All Might decides on the next quirk Deku should learn. But we'll get there. Yeah. And the guy gets Deku so that he has art. He's not alone. Yeah, now, Deku, anyway, the fight continues anyway. Deku managed to get a bit under control. And ends up in All-Out Pro with Deku's team coming out on top. Brilliantly done. Actually, this is a really good arc. No threats or anything, but it was tense. That's what I like about Jump. They're good with their action. Which again, I know I keep bringing this up, but Season 2 of Eden Zero is just lacking in the action department for some reason. I don't know why. Season 1 was good. As a great action. But this season 2 didn't. I just hope the next arc will be good. So far, Dragon Joe arc is not my favourite in action in the action. Story-wise, though, it's good. So yeah. Anyway, Deku. So Deku now has that power to control. I'm not sure what's going on as he. By the way, I Harmonil whispering Bakugo heard them. You know, since he also knows stuff yet. So they tell him. By the way, some of the characters got a little bit upgrade in the outfits, but because it's mainly because it's cold. Sorry. So anyway, I'm just not sure what's going on. Right, Deku plans to get it under control. All Might's never been able to use the quirks that other users before. But why? No. Wait, during the match, by the way, he got a call from Gran Torino because All Might talked to about Gran Torino about what Deku told him. What he can tell is that what All Might's master said to him. She said she had a dream what she saw about that. But that's all. So Deku was the first to be able to use powers of the past. Why? Basically, the dream she had was that it's not time yet. She wasn't. So is Deku the Night User special? Interesting. I'm fascinated by this, guys. I really am. I'm very, very fascinated. Oh, so many questions. I love it. I might be theorizing at sleep. Surprise Game Theory didn't do a theory on that one. That season, when season 5 came out back in maybe last year. No, 2 years ago. Yeah, it came out in 2021. Season 6 premiered late last year and ended early this year. Um, so yeah, we get a bit of an interesting storyline. So now, well, we get my way. Enderburn has a scar on his eye from the bow. You can tell he's trying to make up what he's done. It's kind of funny too. Seriously, Ender's become more comedic now. He was just tough and scary in season 2, but now he's come has a lot of fun moments. I really like that. So we could appreciate him. The creator decided to add some, make him have some fun moments. So after that, Bakugo and Todoroki managed to pass and get their original license. And Shinzo will be able to attend UA. Will be able to move into the Hero course starting in the second year. But it's not decided which class he's been in yet. So I expect to see him sometime in the future, which may be season 7. I don't know. Because I know what season 6 starts out with. Anyway, after that, the Christmas party comes. Yep, it's now December 25th, and not of that day. Almost been an entire year since then. Don't forget, the series took place across an entire year. Seasons 1 to 6 took place over most of season 6, but they just took place over a year. It's been that long in that time, in that world. But it's been longer for us. So yeah. Anyway, now they got work studies again. It's the reason that because Hawks has been asked to infiltrate the League of Villains. Well, up to sub in. So when I first saw him talking to Darby, I went, traitor! But no, he wasn't really a traitor. Seriously, that's... what? Hold up, go yourself, you prick. Anyway, after that, they couldn't go anywhere else, isn't it? My Time's agency is pretty busy. It says now Centipede at Bubblegirl had to do all the work since Naito did the work himself. And Gran Torino's busy, so Deku doesn't know where to go. And Best Genius has also gone missing. Learn the reason I had that in a bit. Todoroki actually invites Deku and Bakugo to do the internship, have their work studies with Endeavor, the #1 hero. That's interesting. The Shonen Trio of the series going to work together. As you know, I came up with a nickname for the type of thing. So I noticed it like One Piece and stuff, where every Battle Shonen series must have a group of 3 strong characters that always get focused on marketing. They get focused on most stories. The 3 strongest members. One Piece has Luffy, the protagonist, Zoro, and Sanji. My Hero Academia has Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. So, you know, I like the Shonen Trio. And it's not limited to the Shonen Jump either, it's limited to all Battle Shonen series. Sorry, I got a spot on here. Damn it, another spot. Great. Anyway, so anyway, after that, so yeah. Now we're going to the number 1 hero. The 3 gonna get stronger. Meanwhile, Mr. Aizawa and President Mike get asked to come as we learn some shocking news about Kurogiri, the guy with the portal quirk. He's a type of Nomu. Yes, and the body they experimented on was a deceased friend of Aizawa and President Mike during their days at UA. It's a shock. But basically, he was a good friend and a kind guy. But during the professional license exam, he died. Building followed him. I know he was for still life, but they should be sure to help. Can't believe that something like that happened. It's a real shock. Emotional. So they're trying to see if they can get in there. And Aizawa does not want Sperry to find out what happened. So that's how he's still in there, and he actually getting conscious for a second. He's mentioned something about hospital. But I'm not sure why. So they could go off. It's a start, but it's gonna be a long run. Everyone's busy doing their own work studies. I think there's an episode with Sue and Uraraka with Yuku's agency end up helping out another agency which Sue actually worked with during her internship, which was an anime only episode. So I assume this is an anime only episode too. So yeah, not much better. I think I get why anime do seasons instead of keep on going. Filler. They want to cut down on filler. No filler. Straight to the point. Understand that. I understand why they do that, because anime back in the day, in the 2000s, 90s, in 80s, 90s, and 2000s, had a lot of filler. And like Bleach ruined the pacing, some of the storytelling. But it's not their fault. If the arcs were good though, they would be forgiven. Bleach only had one good filler arc, and that is the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. It's the most popular arcs out there, and it's not canon. But Kubo kind of made it canon in the 1000-year Blood War. Manga is, because, yeah, obviously. So, yeah, if the spoiler arc is pretty popular, the creator may try and roll it into their story, which is pretty cool. Again, like, anyway. Trying so hard. They actually got to meet Todoroki's family. It's an interesting episode. I'm not going to talk much. Not going to talk about it much, because it's an experience you should watch yourself. So it's a great episode that really dives into Endeavor as a character. We do learn that Todoroki has another brother who tragically died And there's a picture of him died in middle school. And, well, one of Todoroki's older brother, Natsu, blamed Endeavor for his death. But we don't get the full detail on that. So we don't know how he died or what killed him. But now that's all we have to go off. So yeah. Hawks managed to send a secret message to Endeavor about something called the Liberation Army now being run by the League of Villains. It's not dangerous now. Sorry. Now their work study is temporarily done, and then they'll go back to school to do some catch up on some studies and stuff. Not knowing someone else's effort. As an incident happened 9 days prior to Christmas, entire city is destroyed, and we see someone that looks like Shigaraki. So the League of Villains has been mostly absent throughout the season. But we get an entire arc dedicated to them. Which is literally rebranded My Villain Academia. No joke. It's even on the Part 2 DVD. Seriously. The entire arc focuses on just the villains. The League of Villains. And well, they need to get this. The doctor agrees to help them if they could get the Awful One's biggest loyal servant to accept him as a successor. And find him in 2 months, still no luck. But then they end up in trouble in the Liberation Army, a group of quirk users, people who use quirks, for liberation not be suppressed. The leader wrote a book before killing himself in prison. The book we've seen before. Multiple times, I think. So, Deku... Oh, yeah. So yeah, they ended up facing against the Liberation Army. But some of them awakening new abilities were in their quirks. The Awakened Quirk mode. Something like Awakened Devil Fruit in One Piece. Where the Devil user gains more power of Awakened State. I say the creator definitely took inspiration from that. So anyway, after that, Shigaraki ends up facing against the boss, and we learn entirely about his past. As you know, it's revealed that he's the grandson of All Might's predecessor. So yeah, he wanted to be Shigaraki wanted to be a hero, but his father wouldn't let him. Maybe because he had disdain for his mother, who was a hero but never was around, having despised that. But she left them to protect them. But I guess he felt abandoned. Even though Shigaraki had amulets, he left them outside. That made him grow hatred towards his father, even towards most of his family. He found out about his grandmother, thanks to her sister. But later on, she betrayed him and snitched and lied that he found it by himself. And he only just locked his quirk and accidentally killed his own dog, his best friend. He wasn't able to control his quirk. Ended up killing the entirety of his family. It's shocking. She's just a kid. I understand the dad's perspective though. He felt abandoned by his mother, who was a hero. I can understand that can affect some people. That can affect them. The way he treated, just what he did to his son was horrible. And his family almost had enough, but they never did anything to stop him from doing the stuff. So yeah, Shigaraki's memories. I guess it was so dramatic. Shigaraki's memories true when he was found by All For One. We learned how he got his name. And Spiel Shigaraki is the last name of All For One and his brother. Yeah, that's his last name. So it's Summon Shigaraki. But who were they? But I'd like to know the full story. And once so All For One showed in the ropes when he made more kills. And then after that, we'll cut back where he's awakened and defeats the boss, like him, takes over the Liberation Army and renames them. Let's go, strong lot of heroes there. Fox has to keep his infiltration secret. Oh, and he's to warn him soon. In a few months, something bad's gonna happen to Japan. If they don't stop it, everyone in the country will die. Now the meanwhile, Class 1A are being practicing using their quirks, new abilities. Derek was now able to control his technique known as Black Whip, which discovered was the technique of the fifth user of One For All. And something common happened when they all die young, most likely facing All For One. That's very shocking. But All Might is not young, because he's around his 30s now. And he so far defeated All For One, but he's not dead. So I'm sure Deku eventually had to face the guy as the last hurdle to become a true successor. Whatever One For All's whatever the whole planning, what we do not know what the quirk is talking about, what One For All is up to. We'll just look and see. The season ends with all the hero agencies teaming up to storm the League of Villains, and the Liberation Army. Ending the season on that slight cliffhanger tease of a cliffhanger. Setting up for the next season, where Shigaraki's gone more powerful. This was longer because I kept rambling. I'm sorry, but that's my first review in season 5. As I said, I was tense. I enjoyed it. I cannot wait for season 6, but next time, but that's not what we're going to do next. Next time, we're reviewing this. Another first review I'm doing. World Heroes Mission. Their third film. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too, but thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, please hit the thumbs up button. Want to see more, subscribe to the channel. You know, because you'll be up to date all videos that comes out in the future. And see you guys next time for more videos. Kill Phoenix. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Kill Phoenix out.